Hey there, Internet. How's it going? I'm your boy John from John Graves Show, and I really wanted to talk to you about where the industry in gaming has been going. And as for now, let me start this off like this. For the past few videos that I've posted up on here, most of that have really been complaint videos of how the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, I really haven't have been doing so far. You know, with the Xbox is smoking and the PlayStation Network possibly having like problems with keeping their servers up. I really haven't been touching on too many Nintendo videos, mostly because everybody who really talks about Nintendo, they only really say like the same thing over and over and over again of like the system really shouldn't be priced where it is, and it should be at a lower price, and blah 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 that man, the Wii U should go away because all these reasons of why they don't like Nintendo, even though Nintendo kind of was, even though how they launched, they launched basically the strongest over all of the other systems because when the Nintendo Wii U came out, it really didn't have any problems, or at least like you really didn't hear anybody complaining about it aside from what it had up under its hood, and mostly that they weren't selling as many units as the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are now. And that got me thinking, was like, really, this is a different age from when I started when I was a gamer. When I was a gamer and I was like 3, and it was back in like 1990. Well, actually 1991 when I was 3. But when it comes right down to that, it was like when you picked up a game and just sort of just like went to a store and just bought the system just worked. And I hear a few people, I've seen like a few videos of people saying like, well, yeah, man, back in my day when like, man, we got something, it worked. It's not like, man, today, man, when like everything, man, it doesn't work and all that. And I got to thinking, was like, back when I bought like back when I had a Nintendo and the day I got it and it worked, the thing only had like one solitary purpose, just to play a game and hold this many controller ports. That is all it had. That is basically all of what the older games possibly had in their repertoire until the Sega Dreamcast came out. Because before then, all the original games of what they had, or at least what all the original systems had going for them, was just a single solitary function, which was to just play games. Well, now when I kind of have to fix that a little bit. That's back when the PlayStation 1 came out. When the PlayStation 1 came out, the system could double as a CD player, and it could play music CDs, and it wasn't all that bad. It's just that they really were it just needed but like once the games caught up with it, everything was fine. For the Dreamcast, it was the first system to actually have like internet connection. Well, minus all of like the whole Sega Channel stuff, but it was the one that actually had the online because of because of Phantasy Star Online. And then when we moved on to the PlayStation 2, we had the DVD fiasco, and then shortly after that we had Xbox Live, and then that's when all this stuff started like happening. It was like, oh yeah, man, every game has to have multiplayer and have to have online. And then somewhere between 2006 and 2005, well, 2006 and 2007, all that changed. When the PlayStation 3 came out and the Xbox 360 came out, that's when everybody just started to be like, well, yeah, man, I have to like download my games onto my system and all that. And then it kind of hit me, was like, all of our systems, they don't have a singular purpose anymore. All of our systems are now basically computers, and people kind of really don't realize that now. With all the news stories that I've been like checking out so far, we really haven't had a system that really has been solely about games now. I see people complaining about like things. I mean, because I mean, I see people complaining about like my system is smoking because like I got it and I can't play it, man, for more than this long because of it starts to like overheat. Or like I hear people saying like my system, it doesn't go online because of these reasons, and I'm like, your system is a computer now. It isn't like an actual system anymore. It's just a thing that's just there, just which most people just use to play online games on. Which it isn't a problem, but that's just what it is. And the thing is that like I can understand that all these systems that they had time to sort of like fix all these things and put all this stuff out. I'm not defending that, but here's the thing though: you have mediocrity over, well, now it's mostly like you have quality and you have quantity. Thing is that the era has changed to basically the point where we used to say, yeah, I would want a system just so it could do this and it does it well. Because it was back in those days of Sega and Nintendo when possibly it was like which one had basically the best features, which one had the best games, which one had the best visuals, which one had the best music. Nowadays, I said this like last generation was like when the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox One came out and most of the games started coming out multi-platform. I kind of asked the question of like, what's really making these two systems different, really, other than the things you can do on an online server, or at least like I can cross game chat, or I can go ahead and like play games. Or I make it like share my online games with my friends through file sharing. That's about it. Aside, man, from those two things, there really wasn't that much of a difference from them. And the Wii U was the only different. I mean, and the Wii was the only different system because it gave something different. But a lot of people saw that as a kid system, which to me is kind of strange because we need these deviating things to basically make these systems basically stand out. And now it's mostly like every system just is now starting to feel the same. Even now, most of the systems are now all having the same problems. Whereas one is having online problems, you know, just like how the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are having. Some of the systems are being shipped out broken, you know, like how the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 is now. You know, some people are saying that, like, even if the systems are broken, you should still keep them because they're still playing games, which is their primary function, and it's making some people angry because, man, it should do everything it says, like, right out of the box. And I'm like, if that's the case, it's just an expansion of what it originally was, which that's what all these systems really are anyway, minus the Wii U, because that's actually trying to become like an actual DS, a TV-based DS. Yeah, most of these systems, I can understand the whole mediocrity over failure thing of people basically trying to like accept the failure of all these systems just to say like, well, yeah, man, I really can't stand it and it's still playing the games. But I'm like, that's what their primary function is. It's just to play games. It's not to go on the internet. It's not to basically like send messages to friends and all that. Its primary function is to play games. All that stuff is extra. If you can play games on your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One or whatever, then hey, you're practically fine. You really shouldn't worry about it. But and if you are feeling like that, then hey, you kind of forget that this is a different era. Everything about it, they're packing way more into these systems, which means that they need more in order to do more. So that's mostly what I have to say about that. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video on all your favorite media sites. And thank you for all of your support. Have a good one.